What's up, grinders? I am Zard, and this week in Gems of War we have a Zin of Maraj week. There's new epic trails to be played, and we also have a new holiday event as well. And the main event this week is this Purple Tower of Doom, and we will check that. But let's check first this Fortune and Glory holiday event. So, um, we are restricted to use only yellow troops, and per usual, each event battle earns this fortune currency that you can then use here in the shop to buy cool stuff. Crimson armor, I think this is a repeat, but there is this new troop, Tianglong. This troop is from Shentong and it is a dragon. Orb of Fortune spell deals magic plus 2 damage to all enemies and then creates a mix of 16 red and yellow gems. So basically it can feed himself, and if you have red troops in your team, can feed them as well. Traits: allies gain 2 random skill points, tough scales, reduce damage from skulls by 30%, and prosperous year gains enchant when matching yellow gems. Okay, so basically when you cast this, you can feed himself and can get and enchant as well. Not the worst AoE troop, but I don't know, not that great either. But anyway, I guess we take some battles here. Let's fight Zuul, and this is the first team I put up. This is for folks who don't have any fancy troops, let's say that. Finesse or a double finesse. Very good troop. One of these are Guardians, and this is Strix slash Construct troop. Finesse Strike deals magic plus 3 damage to an enemy and a random enemy, and if the enemy uses yellow mana, deals double damage. If there is a storm, he gives 6 mana to all other allies. Right. Storm Hatred deals double skull damage versus yellow enemies. Stone Skin reduces damage from skulls by 50%, and the Gift of Finesse trait gives 4 to all skills on all Strix allies when matching extra turns. Pretty nice troop. We are using Stormcaller class to have a light storm at every turn. So basically when you get this Finesse troop up, when you cast it, it will grant 6 mana to all other allies. Finesse, a mana count is 11. So when you get this troop up, and if this second troop has 5 mana from the previous yellow gem matches, when you cast this Finesse, this troop will be up. When you cast this, it will grant 6 mana to all other allies, and then your Daughter of Time will be up, and this Exploder weapon over here will be up as well. I'm using a Glowing Core Exploder over here that explodes magic plus 1 brown gems, and then grants a random status effect to all Construct allies, and then summons a Construct troop. You could basically use any yellow exploder over here, it would work just fine. I just picked this Glowing Core because it grants some status effect to our Finesse troops who are constructs. Daughter of Time, very good troop. Fey Mystic from Glacial Beaks. Freeze Time spell creates 5 Hourglass gems and 5 Freeze gems, and then gains an extra turn. Those Hourglass gems, when they are matched, you will get yellow mana from them and also get an automated extra turn even if they were just a 3 gem match. As we are using Stormcaller, there will be plenty of yellow gems, and when we cast this troop, those yellow gems will be matched with those created Hourglass gems, and of course those 5 free gems can help, but they can slightly backfire as well. But I don't feel that's a big thing. It's a pretty good troop to use with this build. Hurt rates: immunity to frozen and temporal, 50% chance to convert a yellow gem to an Hourglass gem when my turn begins. I think this would be a pretty good team if you don't, again, have any of those mythic troops or those cosmic dragons, etc. Let's try this team. Just try to find yellow gems and get your finesse going. Of course, we check for extra turn first, and naturally you want to match this because this is an automatic extra turn when we match this 3 gem over here. We don't have yellows too much right now, but that's fine, I suppose. Let's take that. there's our yellows and an extra turn. Now what happens if you check this, excuse me, Daughter of Time has 8 out of 13 mana. When we cast Finesse, we will get Daughter of Time up. Now, our Glowing Gore has 8 out of 14. So when we cast, no, well now 9 out of 14. When we cast Finesse, our Glowing Gore is up as well. And of course these battles are now easy, but when the enemy HP goes up, this is going to work just fine. I tested in the Eat Well battles for you. Alright. Second team, if you don't dig these Finesse setups, good old Borg up top. Destroys match +1 gems and then creates bomb gems. Is a mech. So when we use Mechanist class, we will give him 50% start as well as our hero. We're using Euryali, who deals magic +2 true damage to all enemies, boost by Naga and undead allies, boost ratio is ×3. I think we will deal 51 damage in this case, because we have only one Naga over here, himself. Divine Ishpala gives all divine allies a 40% mana start. Euryali is a divine, so speeds a little bit with the mana generation. And of course, Ishbala transfers red gems to skulls and green gems to yellow and enchants 2 random allies. You can use this troop to do some skull pokes or create some mana to Borg and Euryali. And in the last slot we are using Wand of Stars for mana generation, but I suppose this could be some other weapon, but I just slapped this here. Borg and Euryali is going to be just enough easily to get these battles done. Let's try. Excuse me. Yellows or browns to get Borg up, and then you start the spamming process. Let's take that. And Borg is ready to rock. Spam board. Deal AoE damage with Euryali, and that's a match. Or it isn't. Okie dokie. But now it is. There. And of course, for those who like their new toys, their new shiny toys, we have a dragon setup as well. Or well yeah, I would call this dragon setup. We're using Stellarix to deal that massive damage over there, and we're using Essentia to give your dragon a 50% start. And Essentia also summons a light storm at the start of the battle that will help with Borg matches and of course to get Stellarix up faster. You can slap any yellow dragon over here and this build will work just fine. Let's try this. The same deal, browns or yellows to get Borg up. And do we have actually one extra turn over there. There. A little bit slow start, no yellows or browns. There. And this is a match. There. Simple build but very effective. Should work all the way to the next week. I think this is a 2-week event. Yes, right. And then we check out Underspire. For this I built a couple teams. Actually this is my speed team. I'm using this exploder up here and triple Scourge of Honor with Titan class. Works very well in the early stages, but maybe you don't have 3 of these. 2 is enough. You could actually use this new glory troop over here, this Dark Herald, which is kind of interesting one, gains barrier and creates 11 blue lightning gems or creates 11 yellow lightning gems. Even though we don't use blue or yellow, if we just can match one of those lightning gems, they are going to destroy rows or columns and generate mana that way, but I prefer this. Anyway, the teams I actually created are like this. Okay, so we're using Wrath up top, who transforms blue gems to brown and yellow to skulls, and then enrages all allies and burns all enemies. Reflects 25% of skull damage he takes, and that Cataclysm trait explodes 2 random gems when he deals skull damage. This is very nice actually for mana generation purposes to use Wrath up top. We're using Bane of Mercy here, and even though we don't have much of use for the purple gems, this Infernal Machine does use purple gems. I quite like use the Bane of Mercy over here because first of all it starts empowered and converts those yellow gems to purple and gives magic +1 attack to the first ally and also curses all enemies. So as we are using Elementalist class, if there are some impervious troops we can curse them and then shut them down with that Elemental Force thirst rate. And I'm using the same exploder over here that explodes purple gems, and yeah, you can cast Bane of Mercy and then explodes those purple gems if there aren't many on the board. This grants random status effects to all Sin of Maraj allies and then summon a Sin of Maraj troop if there are some troop losses. And as this is pretty much a skull team, I'm using this Infernal Machine here in the third slot that creates 8 basic skulls or 8 doom skulls, boosted by souls. Then summons an Iron Jaw. Immunity to Deathmark, that's nice, I guess, if you have to fight those Maraj Queen rooms, for example. Anyway, I guess we try this team first. You check for the extra turns, and then you can convert those yellows to purple if you have an alignment. I think we don't. Yep, we don't. Okay, so I guess we take that and see what happens. Nice explosives and Wrath is up. Let me think. Yellows to purples. Nope. We take that. And I think we take that. Then we cast Bane. Then we explode the board. And well, that is a match. These are way too easy to demonstrate all things we can do. Okay. This is a... Did I even take the right? Yes, I did. Okay, hoping that I have a boss fight after this. No, well, anyway, I guess you can picture what is going to happen with this build. Let's move on to the second option. Here we are actually getting some real benefit from that Bane of Mercy conversion. We're using Doomed Magi here for our main mana generator, let's say that. This weapon creates 4 brown gems and +1 gem per tempering level, and then gives magic +1 armor to all purple allies, and if the enemy has Doom, eliminate all armor from a random enemy. And you actually can fight against Doom rooms here in Underspire. And we are using Elementalist class. And so basically if you have these stuff, Doomed weapons maxed, they are actually pretty good weapons in certain teams. And we are basically generating mana to Wrath and our Eclipsos over here. One of these Cosmic Dragons deals pretty heavy AoE damage to all enemies, and then give 1 to all skill points to brown allies when matching brown gems. Right, if you don't have this troop, you can slap just that Scourge of Honor over here, and it will work just fine. This will deal magic +4 true damage to all enemies. Very, very good troop. I really like the Scourge of Honor myself. But yeah, little bit of a mix of Skull and AoE basic damage team. Let's try this team. There is Forest Roll up top, so that can entangle our Wrath, and that's a bummer, but at least we have some AoE damage troop over here. Let's convert those alignments over there. Do we have more extra turns? Yes, we do. When we take this brown, that's a red extra turn over there, right? We take that, and because of the running dust storm from Elementalist talents, our Eclipsos is up and enemies are gone. There. Let's see if we get that boss. Yes, we got. That's nice. Let's go and give some spanking to Garnet Sailing. Hey, but that went well. Garnet Sailing. Do you like that? I bet you do. Alright, there's an alignment. And our Doom Magi is up. 9 brown gems, even we have a brown storm running. Excuse me. I suppose we just try our luck, and that's a nice chunk of mana. And we cast our Eclipsus, and gonna tell it is gone. There! Alright, that was about Underspire teams. Alright, and let's go and check Tower of Doom. So we have a brand new weapon over here, this event weapon Doomed Vogue, that earns a double score from the Doom Skilled. This weapon is from Sin of Maraj and deals magic plus 5 damage to the first 2 enemies and plus 2 per tempering level. So when this is maxed, that's 20 more points, so 65 damage in this case. That's not bad. And then creates 2 purple gems for each purple ally and enemy. If the enemy has a Doom, gains a random status effect. Okay, so when we are using a full purple lineup, we are going to create 8 purple gems, and if the enemy uses all purple lineup, that is going to be 16 purple gems at max. I suppose this could be useful in PvP fights in the purple regions, or maybe in Guild Wars, I don't know. And well, I suppose we will see more. But here in the normal rooms where there isn't maybe not enough purple enemies, this probably won't loop that well, unless you have a Darkstorm running. Well, anyway, I think this is better than those rings, to say the least. Yeah. About the reward stages, in a full guild where everyone contributes equally, the Doom killed amount per single user is 66 Dooms, and that will finish all these reward stages if, in a perfect world, everyone contributes equally and kills those 66 Dooms. If somebody slacks, then somebody else has to do more kills, right? Okay, so about this Tower of Doom, let's just quickly go over the basics. So you have to fight these rooms, and there are going to be certain boons inside, and what you want to get from these rooms is the unlock scroll to be able to fight this boss room over here. And it's pretty great to communicate with your guild that if somebody is going to go through these rooms, then they take notes and inform others about the scrolls and boons they found inside these rooms, because all of these floors are going to be exactly the same to you and your guild members. So it's pretty important that somebody takes the role of scouting, takes the info and shares the info with the rest of the guildmates so that they can skip the not that great rooms, for example, as these grant some attack and some armor, etc. There's no need to fight those rooms. All you want to get are those unlock scrolls and luck scrolls. And of course there are some fireball and heroism scrolls that you can use to skip rooms, and even heroism scroll can skip the boss room. And when you get those fireball and heroism scrolls, I would save them, because in the later floors there are some really tough rooms where there is, for example, Spirit Fox that starts empowered and deals pretty heavy true damage, so you can use fireball scrolls on those, and some of the blue boss rooms are going to have Astral Spirit that also starts empowered and deals true damage, so you can skip those and use heroic scrolls over there and not risk losing the fight that way. Right. Alright, then we go to the teams. And I gotta check my scouting info. We want to fight this room here. Speed team for these first floors. This works for me about maybe 5 first floors, and then I have to do another Phoenix cast, usually. Phoenix deals AoE true damage, can bless and enchant allies on extra turns. Phoenix is also a divine troop, and we're using Divine Ishbala, who gives all divine allies a 40% mana. And as told previously, we can also use Divine Ishbala to generate some yellow gems on the board and feed Phoenix back. We're using the Doomed Walk over here. We aren't going to cast this weapon in this lineup, and we're using Leprechaun to get things going. Starts empowered and explodes green gems. right. I'm using Priest class. Air Link, gain bonus yellow mana from yellow gem matches. Dawn's Aura creates a light storm at the start of the battle. All allies gain 1 magic with that mentor talent. Lightbringer gains bonus yellow mana from yellow gem magics. So basically we are getting a lot of bonus yellow mana when we match those yellow gems. Let's try now. Phoenix mana cost is pretty high, so just that the starting explosion won't usually fill her up, or him, I'm not sure which one. Oh, and just like that it happened. Well, that suits us. There, gone. There's the unlock rule, scroll, and we can move on to the boss room and fight the Doom of Darkness. Let's take another one with this speed build. Then I'm going to climb a little bit and show another team. Okay, wow, that works nice. Okay, bye bye then. Alright, I keep climbing and show the next team in a moment. Alright, and we are at floor 6 now, and now it's time to swap the team. Phoenix requires a little bit matching some gems for that another cost. So we move of course to Venoxia build. Venoxia creates 9 green and 9 blue gems and then deals magic plus 4 true damage to all enemies. Arcane gains 1 magic when an ally casts a spell. We're using this Doomed Walk here again in the 3rd slot, here in these early floors, let's say that, so that all the purple mana from the explosion etc. goes straight to Venoxia. And we're using Leprechaun to get things going. We are using Archer class. First of all, hero gets a 50% start, that's always nice. And also, Root Trap entangles the first enemy at the start of the battle, and there's Nature's Aura that creates a Leaf Storm at the start of the battle as well. If you like, you could always go something like, as we aren't exactly casting our weapon, we could just go and slap a Barbarian over here. Why? Because it also has Root Trap, Nature's Aura, and it has Lightning Strike. Hey, everybody loves explosions. And I'm not lying when I say that. Right, let's use Barbarian instead. And this is a floor 6, and yeah. Here we go. Venoxia can loop, and as we have 2, this should be pretty easy fight. There is the Leaf Storm for you, both of our troops are up, and we don't want to match this extra turn over here because we want to leave all the green gems on the board to increase the chances of the loop when we cast our Venoxia. Okay, well that was actually enough here. Right, on the boss room. Okay, now, yeah, here are going to be enough HP for that second cast as well. Do these troops summon a light storm? That would ruin everything for us. No. Well, not everything, but it would be a little bit harder, let's say that. There's the starting explosion. Now we cast Leprechaun. Let's take that. And that to get some greens on the board. Now both of our Venoxias are up. There's the first cast, followed by second cast, and that's a match. There, and Venoxia would be ready to loop in case we had to do more casts. Right, and I'm going to use this team for a few floors, and then we check another team. And we are in floor 9 now, and if things are starting to get a little bit more difficult, it's time to little bit modify this team over here. Now we are using Doomed Walk up top, and we are using the Archer class because it has the 50% start, so that this weapon gets up faster, and the purple mana from explosion etc. goes straight to Venoxia. Again, we aren't going to cast this weapon unless we really have to. We drop the other Venoxia, and we are concentrating more on the survivability. Spiritdancer over here transforms a selected mana color to green, and then summons a Spirit Fox. Also, Call of Nature third rate summons a Leaf Storm when an ally summons a troop. So, as we start with the Archer Leaf Storm, it can wear off and things can go south. We can lose our hero, then we can convert some gems to green to A, feed our Venoxia. We can summon a Spirit Fox and resummon the Leaf Storm. That's pretty nice for overall survivability in the later stages. Um, and that's about it in a nutshell. We drop the other Venoxia for speed and all around spamming, but we increase our survivability and the port control, etc. Let's try this team. I guess these undeads. We're still using Leprechaun over here, but if you feel you want to use this team in the later stages, you can drop Leprechaun out for another Venoxia. Then you have a double Venoxia team, but you just have to do some manual gem matching at the start of the battle. But I suppose that's okay-ish idea if you are having difficulties to survive these fights. And in fact, we could actually try that out. Let's drop Lep out for another Venoxia. There. Alright. Here we go. We match extra turns unless they are exploded. Now we can convert yellow gems to green with our Spiritdancer over here. We will do just that and our Venoxias are up. And by the way, one more thing, as Venoxia creates green and blue gems, all those blue gem matches will go straight to Spiritdancer as he or she uses blue mana. Let's start the spamming process. We failed, but the other Venoxia is there to help us. And now if we had to match or do more damage, our Venoxia is up and our Spiritdancer is up as well. Okay. Then one more team. For the very high levels. We're using a jeweled golem here up top. This is a construct, so has the usual stone skin trait. Reduces damage from skulls by 50%. Also has the Clopper trait, deals a double skull damage versus stunned enemies. For the stun, we are using Elementalist and the third trait. We can generate a pretty nice chunk of mana with this jeweled golem. Elementalist starts usually with a Storm Aura, unless the enemy overrides that. And we can explode a gem, and this troop will create 1 times 3 wild card with 2 more for each brown gem destroyed. So basically what we want to do, we want to explode a gem that is surrounded as many brown gems as possible. Seems pretty difficult maybe, but it's not really when you figure out how to use this troop. But if you want, you can of course slap a troll over here, and that will solve your mana generation problems if you have global magic stats, that is. We're using Zuul to get rid of the enemies and create those skulls on the board, but as these dooms are invulnerable, immune to all status effect, lethal damage, etc., we can't Zuul them. They won't die, but we are using Morthanage Darkness to steal their life, and if we have to, we can summon Morthanage Will as well. And one thing about Morthanage Darkness that I really like in this Tower of Doom image is that it has the Undying trait. Immune to poison, disease, lycanthropy, and deathmark. And as you maybe know, this Doom of Ice has the Destiny of Ice, a trait that has a 2% chance to deathmark an enemy when matching blue gems, boosted by the ascension of the troop. So I think these are having at least 10% chance to deathmark my enemies when they match blue gems in this Doom of Ice case. All of the Dooms have these traits, and deathmark is nasty. Oh, and yeah, there is the spell cast as well. Deals magic plus 4 damage to an enemy boost by deathmark enemies, and then deathmarks all enemies. We don't want that. So when we have the Undying trait, we don't have to worry about those deathmark kills with this Mortani's Darkness case, we can summon replacement and keep going and stealing the life. And I suppose in this build we would definitely like to cast this weapon, but as they have only one purple troop, we are going to generate just 10 purple gems, and that is not much, especially as we don't have a Dark Storm running. So I think this weapon is mostly a situational one at best. But anyway, here we go. We try to get our golem up, and then we are going to generate those wild cards. If we had any brown gems on the board, that is. We can't take that because enemy is going to skull poke us, so let's take that. Okay, we can take this. Now, this is a here we have 4 brown gems. If we explode this, we will do just that and generate a bunch load of mana over there. Now we can get rid of, I think, you. Right? Then we can generate more mana for our Zuul god. Or not. How did that happen? I don't know. Do we have 14? Let's try this weapon. Or let's take that first. 14 again. 10 more. Okay. Can we loop? No. Or hey, wait, I think we looped actually, but our golem is frozen here up top. Anyway, now we can't kill the Doom with Zuul god, so let's just steal its life. There. Right. I think this works pretty well in the very late floors, for sure. But if you feel like this isn't running well, I have one more solution for you. The good old Shahbanu Vespera trick. Now we are in floor 10 and I don't have scouting info anymore, so I have to do some note picking. Right, let me get that. Pen and paper. Cunning. Raksha construct. One of these guardian troops. A Dark Hatred deals double skull damage versus purple enemies. Stone Skin reduces damage from skulls by 50%, and Gift of Cunning gives 4 to all skills on all Raksha allies when matching 4 or more gems. We have only one Raksha over here, but as we are using him up top, all those extra turns will count in increased HP, increased attack, and increased magic. Cunning Strike deals magic plus 3 damage to an enemy and a random enemy, boosted by each enemy's life. If the enemy uses purple mana, it deals a double damage, and also the boosted damage boost ratio by each enemy's life is 4:1. Yeah. We're using a troll to get things going. Destroys magic plus 4 gems. Has magic link gains bonus purple mana from purple gem matches, and we're using Shahbanu Vespera here in the 3rd slot. Very good and loopy troop if used right. 3 wishes in my case gives 22 to a random skill on an ally. And then creates 9 gems of their mana colors. Then repeats 2 more times for random allies. So this means that we can pick the first ally that is going to get that. I think that's like half magic plus 1. Indeed, yeah, on random skill. And then we will create 9 gems of their mana color. So we could pick this cunning over here, and we would get 21, in my case, to random skill. It could be magic, it could be attack, it could be armor, HP, or whatever, really. And then the game is going to pick 2 more allies, and create 9 gems of their colors. Okay. And those random allies are also going to get those skill boosts, right? Well, I'm babbling a lot, but hey, I'm going to get there, trust me. So when we are using pretty much a monocolor team, when we pick this scanning over here, Shahbanu will create 9 purple gems, right? And then the AI picks these random allies over here, and as we are using purple mono team, the AI, when it picks for example troll, it will create 9 more purple gems, and if it picks our hero, 9 more purple gems. Only there is a case that if the AI picks Shahbanu herself, there is a 33% chance that the 9 created gems are going to be yellow or blue or purple. But that is really not a big deal unless it picks Shahbanu 2 times twice and decides to create blue gems. I don't think that's not very nice, but anyway, this is going to loop very well, and we are going to buff up our troops. We are going to get HP, attack, and magic, etc. And we are going to just buff our troops and deal some massive damage when they are buffed up enough. In this team, I'm using Orb Weaver class. It has a root trap to protect your tank at the start of the battle, and Dusk's Aura creates a dark storm at the start of the battle. Rising Shadows also, if you have this class leveled up max, can do some favors for you, but it's not something you could count on. Anyway, let's go and try this team in practice show. Maybe that explains a lot more than my babbling words. Our troll is mana blocked, but because of the starting storm explosion and the dark storm, this cunning has 11 mana cost, so it's going to be up pretty quickly, and now we just want to get our troll up. Of course we want to take extra turns first, and there's our purple extra turn, and actually now we could just go and start spamming Shahbanu. We take Shahbanu and cast it on cunning, and we are going to get a pretty nice bunch of purples over there, and our troops are going to be buffed as well. Now we keep casting Shahbanu. $170 damage to 2 enemies. I suppose we could just do that then. Bow, bow. Okay, well that web wasn't very nice. But that's fine. Let's try to get some skulls on the board. There. And we keep spamming those purples on the board in hopes of some skulls. They're finally gone. Right. Excuse me. And oh crap, I forgot to check what was the scroll. It wasn't unlocked. That I know. Okay. Yeah, I forgot to mention about this genius lamp. 30% chance to summon a Jinn when matching 4 or more gems. So if you lose your cunning up top, you have a chance to summon one of these Shahbanu Whisperer's allies. That Jinn troop, that is a yellow and blue colored troop. Right. Okay, and one more team. Here is kind of a mixed solution to, let's say, all your problems. We are using Elementalist class. Stun, freeze and burn and entangles a random enemy when matching extra turns. Also, we have a rock solid that gains barrier, and we have lightning strike and fortitude. Right. Then we are using Stringfiddler over here, who summons a leaf storm at the start of the battle. He can also silence enemies and generate some mana, and as he is goblin, he will gain an extra turn after a cast. Then we are using Venoxia over here, who creates those green and blue gems and deals AoE true damage. And we are using Spiritdancer, who transforms selected mana color to green and summons a Spirit Fox if needed. And if we have to summon troops, he will or she will summon a Leaf Storm as well. Right. So we start with Leaf Storm, we can resummon Leaf Storm, we can resummon troops, and we can silence troops. We have barrier, and we can shut them down with stun, freeze, burn, and entangle. I think this should work pretty well if you are a low level player or mid-level player who doesn't have high global stats yet. The only problem with this team is that you have to do some manual gem matching. And you have to also protect your hero, of course. We could take this Brown to get barrier and do a little skull poke over there too. Let's do that. Now our Stringfiddler is up. We want to check those extra turns as long as our Venoxia isn't up. And of course every extra turn is going to inflict some nasty status effect to those enemies. Now we want to silence especially you, so you aren't going to transform our troops to frog. We could silence you so that you don't deal true damage. And we could silence you. I think you are going to drain some mana, yes, and we could actually get rid of you by just casting our Venoxia. Incredibly, we failed with the extra turn, but that's fine. We can convert yellow gems to green with Spiritdancer. There, Venoxia back up, and enemies are gone. There. I think it's pretty awesome combination to be able to silence, entangle, stun and freeze all those troops, and you have some summons and true damage as well. Oh crap, I forgot to check those scrolls. I think I'm done with this video, so I don't mess too much this actual gameplay and my guild. So let me know in the comments if you like the teams and the usual stuff. Comment, like, subscribe. Hats off. Peace out.